All right, so let's get started. I am going to start where I left off yesterday, and we're just playing around with the idea of how to learn about orchestration tools. And so I'm creating a server to be able to talk to Langchain, and then from Langchain be able to go and perform different operations that I am wanting to experiment with and learn about within the orchestration ecosystem. So, yeah, I'm just gonna jump in, and as normal with these kinds of videos, like it's not meant to be. It might be a little bit boring. I don't know, but anyways, it's more of just a relaxed, environment. And let me actually make sure that I flow on top so that way I don't disappear. All right, here we go. So we have our little builder right here, and this is where we were in the last, like where we left off. Now, what I want to do is actually create like a normal uh, program.cs. And so what I'm thinking about doing is I was looking and let's try to figure out how we are going to, because I remember it wasn't use, it was something like use method or something like that. So I'm gonna actually come back into Gemini and I'm just gonna try to get it to explain more about some of the middleware functionality within C Sharp because I haven't dealt a ton with specifically like middleware within .NET. So let me come and ask it like, can you show me some examples about how to set up and use middleware within the .NET C Sharp ecosystem? All right, so we'll do this, and then we are going to also have, I also want to create my own like custom middleware. So I also to be able to create my own custom middleware class. So I know that we'll have to use like delegates, and I remember it was like next. So you have like HTTP context. Let's see how much I can remember of this actually. So, and then we can go and change it. So server, and then let's add a new one. So what do we want to call this? Telemetry. I'm just gonna call it maybe telemetry uh, middle middleware like this. Okay, so public class and now telemetry that, hold on, let me make sure that we banish this one. We don't want that. We want to be able to learn for ourselves. Middleware. Okay, so we're gonna have this class, and now let's do our. What are we gonna want? We need a delegate, right? So it's gonna be something like private. It wasn't delegate. It was like let's see if it's one of the ones here. I think it's request delegate. Yeah. And this will be private, so we're going to do next. Okay, so now our constructor. So let's do that. Okay, copy you, paste you here. And now, what do you get? You get a request delegate. Yeah. Here. Next. And now we just set it. Next is equal to next. Okay, there we go. Awesome. So then there was another one which was like invoke async, I think it was called. Okay, so let's oh right. Okay. I think this is good. So public void. I'm not sure. Invoke async, something like this. And then within here, we are going to get the HTTP context. HTTP context like this. Okay. And now what I want to do is this will be the custom logging logic. Okay. And then what do? We do await. And then we invoke this one, right? Next. And pass in the context. This, and then we can do more custom stuff. Okay, so then custom exit logging is what I'm going to call logging. Okay, like that. And then I'm just going to say like ... right? And then here ... Okay, cool. I think this is generally what we're going to want to do. And then we need to take this class here, and we're going to do from program.cs, we essentially want to get rid of all this stuff. So I have my app right there, and I want to get rid of all of you, actually. Okay. Goodbye. Okay, so I want to do like app dot use, not use, obviously those we're going to want to do. I forget which one you want to do first. Is it authentication or authorization? I remember that there was one that you were supposed to use first. But use... use middleware? Would it be like this? Before I actually go and look at Gemini, I'm trying to just get kind of an understanding of what it is. And I think we will put in our, like this, and then we'll see if we're right. Okay. I think it would be something like this. Not sure. But then we are also going to need to have our routes, right? Yes, I think we will need our routes. Okay. How do I set up my routes? We'll have to figure that out. And then my Docker Compose is completely messed up. My Docker file is might work. I haven't tested it, but we'll see. But yeah, my Docker Compose is completely messed up. So we're going to need to go and try to fix this. And then the other thing that we need to do is within our Langchain, right? We just have a random, like, Python. And the problem with this is we don't have a Docker file. We don't have any server that's going to be listening to it. So we have a lot that we still need to do there. Okay. Well, copy prompt, refresh you. Okay. And let's see. Okay, cool. And then, okay, so we have this. Okay. So redirect, use static files. As of right now, we're not going to be using the static file stuff because we're not really. Are we going to be rendering like images or any? No, I don't think so. Okay, use routing matches the request to an endpoint. We might want that. Okay, use authentication is first and then authorization and then controllers. Okay, so authentication. Let's come here. And let's do that. So app.use authentication, app.use authorization. Okay. And now the other one was, is that going to be at the very bottom? So map controllers. Okay. App.map controllers. I think like this. Okay. And then, yeah, so do we need matches request to an endpoint? Okay, so now, okay, I was right about the delegate. Okay, cool. So private read only, it needs to be read only. Okay. Private read only here. Request delegate. Yes. And then I also need a logger. Okay, so private read only implements a logger interface for this for the class itself, and then logger. Okay. So let's do that. Private I logger for telemetry middleware, and then underscore logger. Okay, cool. So, and then awesome. Not here, just here. Okay, so iLogger for telemetry middleware and logger. So then we'll capture that as well. Logger is equal to logger. Okay, cool. And I think everyone is happy. Okay, so here is invoke async. Okay, HTTP context. Yep. Okay, I think that's good. To make your middleware easy to register in program CS, wrap it in an extension method. Okay, so this is something that always trips me up with extension methods and the this variable. I always think of it as the like Python self. Okay, so we'll hold off on that for a second. Application builder request log. Okay. So we are doing the use here. I thought it was something else. I thought that it was like I forgot what it was. Okay, but they're using use. So should we Okay. Now you can seamlessly inject your custom middleware into the pipeline, which is occurring use request logging, right? Public static application builder. Okay. Okay, so I guess one of the things which I'm trying to think of is that needing to be in a separate folder, right? Or file within that folder. And then from there, I'm going to do this right here above these ones. So if you just need a quick, simple piece of middleware, don't use, and don't want to create a whole new class. No, I don't really want to do an inline thing like that. Okay, so I guess this is what I want to do. So we'll have to figure out how to actually make that work. Um, okay, so what I'm gonna do is come to here and go like this. Let's kind of copy what they're doing here. So, all right. And do we need to put this within a specific namespace? That's going to be the other question that I'm thinking about. So it doesn't say what this should be named, but I guess we just do, it should be the class name, right? So request logging middleware extension. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to follow the same same format. So telemetry middleware extension. Okay. So from here, telemetry middleware extension.cs. Okay, so now we'll put public static class. Extension. Okay. And let's do this. So now we don't have a constructor because it's static and therefore it's like you don't instantiate it. Right? Okay, but we have this method, which is the method that we are going to attach to the application. So, all right, so public static and then I application builder. All right, so public static I application builder and then the method that we want. So telemetry middleware what? Logging. But isn't that what we called it up here? Hold on. What did they call the request logging? Okay, so it's different. Oh, use. Okay. Here we go. Use, and then I'm actually in the way. Middleware. Okay. Let me move this down a little bit. That way I can move myself up. Here we are. Okay, so here, and this is when we pass in the this, and now I do want to kind of investigate the this a little bit, and that's one of the things that I do when I'm doing these videos is just like every time I run into something that I'm just like not quite familiar with, it's a good opportunity for me to say like, okay, cool, that's a good I think I just repeated myself, but that's a good opportunity for me to clear out something which is obviously a gap within my knowledge. So here's a good opportunity. So this, and if I'm just recalling what I think it means, is you're talking about the object itself, right? So it would mean that this extension, oh man. Okay, so no, it's talking about the builder itself. So, okay, this, and then I application builder, and then builder, like this. Okay, and now I want to, so I'm taking in the builder, right? So I'm invoking the, wait, no, is it builder or application? Hold on. I'm taking the application and I'm going to, so not do this, but I want to do something like this, app, and then on this app, I want to use telemetry middleware, and it's unhappy, but we'll figure that out later. So I want to do this, and then okay. The other thing that we need to do is make this into an actual class. So let's do that. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but we just started this project, so there's so many things that we're trying to do at once. Okay, so public static class program, I think it is. I'm just trying to do all this from memory. And now put you down here, but then there's going to be another one that we need to do. So we need to wrap this in the method of public static main. No. Void main. Okay. And now you go in here, and we need to tab you out twice, okay? And then from this, I should also have the namespace here, right? Server. Do I need to wrap this? I can't remember. I do remember that you can wrap it, but it's always those little like things like, hold on a second. Like you know about them, but you don't know the exact details about it. Do I need to wrap this? Okay. All right. So something like this, and then we're gonna come in here, and now we're gonna take in this builder, right? And now we want to attach this. Does this need to like implement an interface though? It feels like it does. So return builder.use middleware log. Okay, so actually we're just doing the same thing. We're literally just doing this. Right? So builder dot here for this. Now this method is going to need to have knowledge of this method. And so let's figure out the namespace stuff. So server, okay. And now you and you. All right, so you are unhappy. What are you unhappy about? And then, okay. I don't think this is going to work, but let's come in here, and check where we are. Go into, no. Where, I do not want to be in my virtual environment. Okay. Source, Langchain, virtual environment, bin, deactivate. Okay. No. Minus L3 or something like that? Okay. And so we're just gonna ask follow-up questions. One terminal in VS Code which I am able to be working in my virtual environment for Langchain, but I don't want it for the other terminal, which I am working in my .NET server. Okay, so that's going to be question number 2. Question number 1 is, I think we kind of got this. Let's see. We need to be using this Microsoft ASP.NET Okay, it's saying that it's unnecessary. Let's comment that out. Okay, so here is my main, here's my program.cs. What do you think? All right. And so we'll remember about how to do those namespaces and everything, because it'll just catch it. Okay, so yeah, then we'll figure that stuff out too. We don't want to do that. And what else? So other questions is, all right, so it's not liking this anymore. Oh, that's why it's causing it. Args does not exist in the current context. Do I need to pass in args here? No? What is the main? Okay, let's see if we can just do like a copy paste. Come on. Okay. So paste you into here and do C# and see what it comes up with. String args. Okay, let's let's try that before we run it. Because I'm trying, playing around with it. String. Nope. Like an array args. Okay, so I think this should be okay. Which means now actually we need to come in here and change this. So string args. Okay. So now, did it give an example of the namespace as well? Okay, whatever. And then I realized that my it's just this one. Okay, there we go. Okay. So now we have a lot of problems with this right here. My Docker container is obvious, or my Docker Compose is obviously a bit of a mess right now. So let's come in here and we need a Docker file, right? So Docker file. Is it? Okay, so what is the base? What are we trying to do here? So this is going to want to spin up a container which starts this Langchain, but I need to have a server in here to actually have it listening, right? So I need to have a second server inside of here, which I guess for if we're gonna do Python, it will be Flask. So do I need to like come in here and then do I don't know, my Python server.py and then import Flask. Okay. And now actually I guess this one would just be the main, right? Main.py. And then was it the dunder, like if dunder name equals main. Okay, so obviously we are going main here, something like this. And now within here we want to invoke okay, so we're gonna want to do like we want to listen for the okay, let's go to Flask. Let's come here, Flask Python example, right? Let's just figure out what we're gonna do here. Okay, so from Flask import, okay, so from Flask import Flask, okay, and then application is Flask name, okay. Come here, app is equal to Flask name, okay, and then we route, okay, so we're gonna have that API endpoint. What was it? Annotation something and then def, geez, what was it? Come on. App route here and then the def. Okay. So app dot route here, our main one is going to be, now this is coming from the web server, from this server, and it's coming in to this one, which is going to be receiving a request, right? And this is going to be one singular request to our LLM. So let's kind of say that LLM request, and then we want to invoke, so we're going to write a function for invoke Langchain, like this. All right, so now we're going to need to come in here and like actually do that, right? Cool. Okay, so now we want def invoke Langchain. Come in here and just do this, and then from, oops, here we want to import lang. There we go. So now we should have access. Why are you not happy though? It's not defined. Let me try. From lang import invoke. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Now you're happy. I think this is because we haven't imported, or we haven't like. Okay. We haven't pip installed it. There we go. But I need to fix this virtual environment thing first. Okay, so return and then this right here. So I'll need to figure out what they're actually trying to return to and from each other. Because this isn't just a normal like HTTP request, right? This is going to be containing the actual request for an LLM and then the response back. So I don't really know exactly what's going to be there. Okay. But now I should have enough information to come in here and think about what I want to do with this. Okay, so what is the base image that we want? It should just be a lightweight image that can run Python, right? Okay. And then let's lightweight image that can run my Python with Flask server. Also needs to be able to run Langchain libraries. Okay. Yes, that should be correct. Okay. So from which base image? Like from base image. Oops. And what do we do here? So we don't want this right here. And we don't need to compile anything because this is Python, so it's scripted. And we don't need .NET. So it should just be like a really, would Alpine is hold on. Let me come here and then Docker file for Python application. Okay. So what is a good, oh, come on. Are you gonna give me an example of a, okay, we have that, yes. Okay. Docker compose build, okay. That's from our actual Docker compose. We don't need, we're not looking at that right now. We just want the Docker file. Okay. What's going on here? So, okay. We already created this. Okay, so from, and then we can do this file, like base image, right? Okay. So let's come here and do that. Okay. So we're doing this. And then work directory. So we're going to create a directory for the subsequent commands. Okay, so now I need to actually, we need to go in and start running that Python script, right? So do I actually, okay, like, can't I do it just from the current working directory? Like, do I need to create another thing in there? I don't think so. I think I can just do it from my current working directory. So then we'll copy the requirements, and we haven't done that yet. So we'll need to txt. Let's just do that. Okay. So come in here. Okay. So copy from here into same thing, I believe, right? Yeah. Okay, so run. So we're gonna run pip. Okay, yep. We're running the command pip install on the requirements, right? Recursively, okay. Okay. And then we'll copy the Python project into, so, okay. Let's copy into here, into where I currently am at, which is going to be within this Docker file. So we're going to keep all of those and copy everything into there. And then, do we do entry point or run? Neither, we do command. Okay, so command, and then here. Interesting. Okay, so that's a little bit different than, okay. CMD. And was it a list of Python 3 minus M, I think it was. Flask run and then on host. Okay. Flask run host. Okay. Not sure if this is gonna work, but it's something. It is something, I guess. Okay. And then I guess the next thing is I need to, so my Docker container, I need to, or my Docker Compose, I'll have my services, and I'm going to have my .NET server and then my Langchain service. And then I need to set up the what? I need to set up the networking to be able to communicate with everything. Like they need to be able, I think I'm gonna just share the host. Um, yeah, just share the host network. I notice we have not done anything with Olama yet, so we don't have Olama actually running yet, which that is, okay, that's gonna be my next question. Where did you go? There you are. Trying to get it where I can get all three just by clicking. Okay, so I believe we're on question number 3. Yeah. All right, so question number 3. I want to know, is there a lightweight Olama model that I can run, which is essentially only for testing? I want something that I am able to call from Langchain, but my system is not powerful at all, so I can't run an actual LLM. I am thinking that maybe there is a default model which will just always return back a string, return back the same response no matter what text or input is passed to it. This way I can still get a response of the correct shape, right? But not eat up my system's resources. Okay. Then I'm just gonna say about I'm just gonna pass this in. Here is my Docker Compose. I have not had much practice setting up a pose file. Can you help me out? Okay, we're gonna paste that in there. Can you help me out and explain what each of these sections are doing? Okay, so that's this one, and then I also need to I'm gonna say, what do you think of this? Okay. 5, do you think of my Lang chain so far? And then pass in the main. I feel like I need to put main in there, actually. Okay, it'll tell me. Main.py. I think okay, so main.py is here. And then nope, not you. Lang.py. Okay. There. Lang.py like this. All right, there we go. So we will ask those questions and see what's up. Okay. So, do you need to wrap? Okay. You placed here after the authentication in order. If the request fails, I'll through. Okay. It wants me to move it up, which makes sense. Spelling. Oh, okay, yeah. That makes sense. All right. We'll look at that a little bit later. So I activated this one, and then okay, let me just come here. Okay. Terminal here. Yes. Into. Why did it try to do that? I didn't type that command. That would actually explain why the last time it just randomly activated it. I didn't notice that. That would explain, because I opened up a new terminal and then it just randomly started on my uh anyways, whatever. What am I doing? Server. Okay, I want to go into server, and now I want to .NET build. I think it's going to completely fail. That's kind of to be expected right now. Oh. That's okay, actually, let me we have a lot we need to commit. Okay. Added more scaffolding. Is that how you spell it? I have no idea. Okay, let's do you. No. Okay, there we go. SCAFF. Okay, scaff. And then folding. Okay, scaffolding for Python, Langchain, and .NET server. Okay, push that out, and we are good there. Wait, why are you not? Is it in my git ignore or something? Requirements. Hold on. No. Why are you... Wait, what? Did I not? Ay, come on. Changes not staged. Why? What? Oh, it's because I'm not in the right directory. Okay, so now I'm in the top level directory, right? See? I caught it. I caught it. I don't want that. Why would it do that? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. I opened up a new terminal and it did this. I did not do that command. What is going on? That's a weird thing. I have no idea what's going on with that. I don't think it actually impacts, because I can still do git add, and then we should, there we go, because now I'm in the top level, git commit, and then adding Flask scaffolding. Okay. There we go. Okay, fine. Whatever. Hey. Okay, so what do we want to do? Do they actually have a fake? Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Langchain core models fake chat model. That's pretty cool, actually. Okay, so let's get out of here and go into Langchain. I want to keep this just because. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this and just move that all the way down, and then here I can do this. And now just Control X this and put it there. Okay. Like this. And then this is just an example right there. That's fine. That's whatever. So now I probably also need to do my requirements.txt to actually have that, right? Oh, come on. There. Is it just like this? I don't know. Okay. So we can. Okay. Now I need to go back up here to fix my web server. Lots of stuff going on. Okay, I am going to get rid of you. We're not doing YARP right now. Okay. There we go. And we have fixed you. And you need to be above because we want to do the telemetry gathering regardless of if we pass or fail the authentication, because we want to say like, oh, okay, did it fail, right? We want to be able to catch that. Okay, so now let's see what else it's saying that we need to do. So what's this? Top level statements. You can completely remove namespace. What is that? significantly cleaner. Huh, I've just seen projects where they do it with that. So I'm not sure why it's telling me to do it this way. So it doesn't like that I'm doing this after. Okay. And then I misspelled this. Okay, so put telemetry at the absolute top. Yeah. Yep. Authentication here, and then map controllers. I think that's what I have now. Yeah. Although I have it wrapped in the class, which it doesn't like, which is fine for right now. Okay, and then Langchain here. If you absolutely must use Olama via a running container for infrastructure testing, pull the there. Okay, fine. Okay, this uses a mocked response. Okay, so this is the response that it's going to give. But then if we want to do an Olama one, we can do these really small ones. Maybe we'll do that in the future. Okay. Okay, now what? Now we need to go and try to get the Docker compose. The parent block containing all the individual containers you want to build and run together. Yeah, ports, volumes depends on. All right, so .NET server, and then we want to actually build, and then the context and the Docker file. Okay, let's write this out. So from here, we want our. Okay. We want our .NET. I'm just gonna call it .NET server. Okay. So .NET server. Okay. And now the build, and then we give the context and Docker file. Okay, so build is going to be the current working directory server. Okay. And now oh, context and Docker file. Okay. Context here. Docker file here. Okay. And that's just our normal Docker file. Oh, come on. That is just our, go like that so I can click it here. Okay. Our normal Docker file. Okay. And we're going to call it .NET server. We're going to expose these and say what it depends on. Okay. So, container name and ports. Okay. Container name is going to be .server. Okay. Ports is we're going to be mapping our host 8080 to port 80, I believe. Okay, 5000 to 80, and then depends on database. Okay. and then this is actually wrapped like this. So, and then they said 5,000. We'll just do that for right now. 5,000, and then depends on. So we need to do this Langchain service, I believe. Langchain service. And we'll also need a database, but we don't have that yet. So let's put a comment there. Also, we will need to add a database for logging. Okay, so now with this one, we should be able to follow a similar thing. So we want to build, right? And it's going to be context is going to be server. Okay. Docker file is Docker file. Container name is this, that's fine. And then what ports do we want? Ports are going to be, what does Langchain run on? No, we don't need Langchain. We need whatever Flask runs on. So maybe I want to do like 5001 is mapped. So it's going to be localhost 5001 is mapped to 80 probably, right? That's what I would guess. To 5000. Flask runs on 5000. Okay, whatever. And then this also, okay, cool. All right, so it runs on 5000. Okay, cool. And then depends on, okay, we don't actually need that. Our database here is going to be a standard image. Okay, and then PG data, I don't know if we need that right now. So I'm not sure. Case sensitive decorators are lowercase. Route. Oh, and I didn't fix the other mistake. It was something about here middleware. Middleware? Wait, what? I don't know, man. What was it? Where did I? How did I I can't remember. Yeah, okay. Now it should WARE. That confused me because it said here's the optimized, but then it misspelled it. WARE. Okay. Is there a thing that just says like rename? Refactor. Rename symbol. Here we go. So telemetry middleware. Yeah. Go. Okay. Then it didn't automatically do this though. go. And now I need to rename you. Okay. Where is it? Rename symbol. Okay. And rename symbol as well. All right, so now I think this should be okay for that. Now we need to come in here. Okay. So creating this database, I don't actually want to create this right now because it's going to like because we don't need it right now, and I don't want to clutter up all of my things. Your Flask endpoint doesn't return anything. The web server must return a string, JSON, or response object, or they crash with a 500. Okay. Double underscores here. So that is saying that my main here doesn't want, it wants it route like that. And then this one is going to be here. So, okay. So I need to do this JSONify. Okay. So from Flask, JSONify. What was it? I'll just copy and paste that. Okay. Whatever. Okay. So now within, was it my main? All right, we'll just do this. Get rid of our main here. So we don't need that anymore. And we'll do app dot run. Is that what it wants? Yeah, and then host is any IP address, port 5000, and we're debugging. Sure. Okay, and now we come here and we have our invoke Langchain, and invoke Langchain is here. Okay. And then we return a JSON object. Okay. And what are the fields which it is expecting? Status, success, data is results. Okay. Status, success, data is going to be results, and results is equal to this. Okay. Now this returns nothing as of right now. Return hello from Langchain module. Okay. Okay. So now within my Langchain, I already imported this, and then I can do model is fake list model responses. Okay. Model dot invoke here. Okay, let's try to get this, and I want to delete a lot of this stuff. So I don't need volumes, and I don't need this anymore, so I can delete that, I think. And now, hopefully this will be okay. So let's come in here and do this. So model is fake model chat. That's what we're importing, right? Okay, so model is equal to fake here. And then what do we pass in? Responses, and then okay. So like that. Response is equal to. Okay. And then hello from mock agent. Okay. Sure. And then we should just maybe I can do return model dot is that kind of what they're gonna do? No. Oh, okay. They invoke it. Model invoke, and then what's the weather? Okay, fine. Responses, and then response singular. Model dot invoke, and then is that just like, yeah, what's the weather? Okay. What is the weather like over there? Okay. Let's see what's happening. Okay. Fixing some of the problems seeing. Still much more to do. Okay, but let's maybe come in here and Docker compose up. I really doubt that this is going to. We haven't done any of the network stuff either. Yeah, we have not done the network stuff. They're not on the same network. Hold on, did it fix that? Like, did it say what network? No. Eh. And then I need to trace through all of this because right now we're not sending anything to the like the .NET server is not sending anything to the Langchain server, but I just want to Docker compose up, I think. So I noticed that you didn't do anything in the Docker compose file for networking. I am thinking about having them all on my local network. Is that the default? Okay. And then the third one is okay, so I was gonna do like I want to do a startup script so I can just do .NET build, or not .NET build. I want to do like just like build. So do a script for my Mac to be able to build it. But right now I kind of just want to get it up. So what is the command that I should do to try to get my Docker containers running from the Docker compose? Okay, I just see this. Oh, okay, whatever. It's just part of the. Okay. So it's actually not gonna. I won't be able to do that. Docker compose up build. Okay. To view logs, and then Docker compose down. Okay, so Docker compose up. Is it 1 or 2? Build. Okay. I thought I commented you out too. What? Okay, well, we're gonna comment you out. Okay. Alright, well. I need to go and start the Docker engine. I think I'm going to do that in the next video. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and then come back and we can try to get the Docker containers to be playing nice with each other. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I will be back in a little bit. So yeah, goodbye.